Turning 30 introduces distinct pressures for women. We brought together 7 30-year-old women to confront the realities of this milestone. This is Timelines.
On this piece of paper, please write down from 1 to 10 the number that reflects how well you're doing in life compared to other 30-year-old women. How much money do you make per year?
$75,000 per year. I feel kind of in the middle about it, a little conflicted just because I feel like it's a good amount of money to make, but living in LA and with how the economy is right now, I feel like it's not really cutting it.
Do you think this person makes more or less money than you?
You look like you're very creative, music, dance, something like that, but I feel like you have a really creative career and you make a good amount of money, so I'm gonna say more.
$50,000. I am a creative, I am a dancer, but it's a struggling business. But right now I am working full-time doing TikTok live stream. I feel like you're very much of like maybe a personal trainer or just very fit and very like intentional with what you're doing in your schedule and your life. So I'm gonna say more. Oh, did not see that coming.
I actually make about $20K a year at this point. I'm a group fitness instructor, like once a week, all day long. I love it. You kind of captured my essence really well, but I am also freshly out of grad school for psychotherapy, actually. So I'm in that weird in between where I'm making peanuts. Hey. I feel like your wardrobe is probably really extensive, so I would say that's why more.
I'm an actor, comedian, writer, and director. This year I made $47,000. I am peeping the style. It's amazing. You come off like you have yourself together, and maybe you have a professional job. I feel like I could see you typing.
The nails are done, but they're short.
And then maybe like I don't know. Do you have an earpiece? I don't know, something like that.
I have AirPods.
That away.
I make $120 a year, but that's very, very recent. I have my own company. I started it about 6 years ago and only just started taking a salary as of November of last year. The short nails, done nails, that's very Sherlock of you.
So do you type?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is tough. We're looking at wardrobe. You look like you're put together for a weekend wardrobe. I feel like your makeup is very, I want to say demure, but I think that's just the brain rot talking. So it's, yeah, it's very toned down, but still professional. So I feel like you also have a professional job. I'm gonna say slightly more just because I started taking a salary last year and you've been doing it for longer than 6 months or so, then maybe slightly more.
Are those hair extensions? Okay, over there.
Oh, but close.
Close.
Yeah.
I make like between $80,000 and $90,000 a year. I am a wellness influencer. I make pretty much all of my money from brand deals on Instagram. Most of the people that I notice make a lot of money in this world don't really dress like they make a lot of money. I know multi-millionaires that wear like literally these slides every day and like that's what they wear. Like, so for me, that's what I would go off of. I'm gonna say make more. She's out of here.
Hey.
Oh my God, no way.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I was making around $24,000 last year working at a daycare. And then my partner called me up and she said, oh my God, our book's gonna be in Barnes & Noble at the Grove. So I said, I'm coming to LA. I got, my family down here, let's go. And so here I am.
So I feel like although I'm over here right now, like last year, if you'd have asked me the same question, I'd be standing over there. And it's because I was relying a lot on like agencies and different managers, and no one was really pushing me the way that I felt I should be pushed. And it wasn't until I made my own media kit and started reaching out and doing my own agency manager work for myself that I actually started getting these bigger contracts.
I feel like I'm looking in the future. Like it's gonna be okay.
Okay, like,
Right.
yes.
Like this is.
This is so educational because I don't ever talk to anyone about money at all.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because my friends and I probably talk about money a lot more than people should, but out of grad school, that's what you kind of do. I think my day-to-day comparison is with people who are doing a lot more than I am, because I always assume that I started a little bit late, so to speak, seeing that a lot of people have different paths and some of them are objectively a lot more to deal with, I think, than the environment that I grew up in was very humbling.
Let's try an experiment. Everyone take 5 steps back. Now, using the same number line, can everyone walk over to the spot that indicates how much savings you have?
I was in the cannabis industry before I went to grad school, and so I was able to, I knew down the line I'd probably hit some kind of storm somewhere, and it is she who's supporting me right now.
I was just gonna say shit happens. You kind of got to use it, like you said, for emergencies, and I was just helping out my family a lot because of just rent, evictions. My dad passed, so things like that.
With my previous job, living paycheck to paycheck, and I feel like, unfortunately, I would love to have savings for a rainy day, for emergencies, but that just has not been the case, unfortunately. It's like, as soon as I get paid, rent, bills, living expenses, and especially like being in LA, everything is so expensive. It's like, if I even want to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of disposable income, I'll spend my money on that, and so savings is like, not even really an option at the moment. I always had this picture of what I thought 30 was supposed to look like, and seeing the spectrum, I was like, this is a wide spectrum. Like, there's no right or wrong, there's no timeline, there's no deadline. Like, just live your life, do your thing. Like, we're all on our own paths and we're right on time.
Now we're gonna talk about relationships and sex.
Okay.
What's your body count?
I think I'm here. I've had 7 boyfriends, most of them long term, and then I'm just kind of rounding out whatever happened in between. I don't do the app thing. I don't date a lot or hook up a lot. There's a word for this. It's called demisexual, where you need an emotional attachment to someone to be attracted to them. I'm very much a girlfriend, and I like people, but I don't really spend time with people unless like I really see something. Hey. I think you have about the same as me, even though you work at a gym, and I think guys are all over you. But I do think you are picky. So I think maybe, I don't know. Okay.
My body count is 10, actually. Hey. Hello. Because you're a dancer, you seem like someone who's really in touch with the way that your body moves. Yes, yeah. Really in contact, like somatically, with like what's going on. And I feel like people can pick that up. People pick up on that and they want more. Like they want to explore that. So I'm gonna say more. Hey.
It's not a good thing. I had a whole phase. It was after my first breakup. Oh gosh. Okay, he cheated on me, but I didn't know. I knew it was one girl, and then when I found out, he was like, I don't care about you. Anyways, it was not 1, it was 3. After that, I just was like, F guys, like, I'm gonna play them how they played me. But now, you know, I'm very much of a relationship type. I don't know, I think you're a freak like me, but
Thank you.
Earlier you were like, oh, you and your partner, and you moved, I believe that you moved out with your partner, so I feel like you're like, once it's like locked in, you're locked in, and it sounds like you're locked in with them for a while now, so I'm gonna say less than mine. You know what? I knew it was lower. I knew it was like 5.
4.
That's amazing.
I have chills all over my body.
Best sex ever. Like, I've orgasmed. Can I say that? Oh my God. Like, you know how women will talk like, I've never orgasmed. I'm like, I've orgasmed so much. So I don't feel bad about it. 4 is so low. I have to put you higher than me because, like, I mean, 30 years, you're absolutely gorgeous. You've got like a great career, you know, you probably met some beautiful people in college. Really? No.
So my number is 3, so I'm really like right here with you, right? Okay. I don't like to call myself a late bloomer because it's like, what's really late, you know? But I lost my virginity when I was 18 and I've only been with 3 people. I'm currently in a very long-term relationship, so it's been the same partner for quite some time. But yeah, 3. Okay, so we see where I'm at. I don't want to copy off of what you were saying, but you're a gorgeous girl, you have a nice body. I just feel like you have to have had more escapades than me, so I'm gonna definitely say more.
11. I'm gonna say, because you have your own business, you went to school, it sounds like you were like focused in school, not like party rah-rah, drinking every night school, so I'm gonna say less than me.
I also lost my virginity at 18, and then since then I've only had a handful of boyfriends from then till now, but I feel like I went through a very concentrated time period-wise exploration phase to figure out what I wanted. And then after that, then I really dialed in and was like relationships only, so.
Shouldn't have went off of my emotions. But I don't know, it's a part of life at the end of the day.
I feel like that's not even it. When did you lose your virginity?
15 or 16.
So like us, we're like, oh, 18,
Yeah.
19, that's a lot of years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I would have started at like 15, 16, I'd be.
I thought I was gonna be one of the lowest ones, so this is crazy.
I don't know why I thought I was gonna be like not the highest, and that everybody was gonna be honest, but I can't be upset with how I viewed life at that time because it's not how I view life now, so.
Everyone please walk to the spot that shows how many relationships you've had thus far in your life, like serious relationships.
So I feel like that first heartbreak that we get as women, we kind of get that like fantasy shattered, and then that kind of shatters the like, oh, I should be saving myself. You're like, where is he? When is he coming? How long am I supposed to not do this thing that's supposed to be for that guy? And all the guys are out here having a rowdy old time. So what am I doing? And then you kind of realize, oh, that wasn't fun either.
We're gonna talk about our bodies, our physical health, and weight. Are you comfortable weighing yourself?
Not really, but I'll do it. Okay, so I'm about 150-ish according to this scale though, because I weighed myself on a digital scale a few days ago. It was a little different. Definitely less. It's very petite, slim. I'm definitely gonna say less than me.
It's looking like 116.
And then Ashay, do you think she weighs more or less?
More.
139. It wasn't that this morning. She's less.
130. I think you weigh less than me.
119.
I'm like, yeah, ain't no way I'm getting on this in combat boots.
I know, I should have taken mine off.
I was just gonna say more than me.
220. It's the most I've ever weighed in my life.
You look great.
You look
It's
good, girl.
midday.
No, I had a baby 3 months ago. I think that she weighs less than me because she is already about a head shorter than me.
No way.
Yeah, it's way off. The
We
scale
think
is
the scale
I weigh
is
myself.
unanimously off.
I mean, honestly, like the weight conversation, the pounds conversation, it's so like old and tired to me because especially as women, our weight fluctuates so much. Like it depends on the time of the month. It depends on like, am I in the gym or not? Am I doing cardio? And then like, you know, if you're lifting weights muscle weighs more than fat. So it's like, it's so easy for us to get stuck on a number. And I know personally, I used to have like this goal weight that I wanted to achieve, and it's like, for what though?
Yeah, I'm a wellness influencer, so my whole lifestyle is very like in the gym, hitting a yoga class, going on a run, like eating vegan most of the time. And when I got pregnant, my body was like, we want meat and we don't want to do anything. And I'm like, oh, so everything I've done my whole life, just not that.
I was hoping for the Rihanna weight when I turned 30. I was like, I'm gonna turn 30 and the weight's gonna hit me.
I mean, she had 2 kids.
True.
So I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm 30.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I love to say that I'm a wellness influencer and not a fitness influencer, because wellness is not just whether I weigh this amount or that amount, whether I can do a bunch of burpees or not. It's about how I feel mentally, it's about how I feel spiritually, and then it's also about how I feel physically. They all have to be aligned and they have to be going well for you to feel great. As a wellness influencer, most of what I focus on is trauma relief and release, because you really can't ascend in anything without releasing that trauma that you've built up over the years, and everyone has some version of it. No one's trauma is worse than someone else's trauma, so it's just making sure that you are fully well and not just physically well.
Yeah, let's move on to the topic of family. So this is a little different. The line will be changing to yes or no. Do you have kids?
I feel like once you have kids, that's all you want to talk about, and I thought that was a joke before I had them, but yes, I have kids. It's completely refocused my life. It literally gave me your priority levels just completely shift. It's insane. I do not think she has kids, just because the way she was talking about her business, her baby is her kid right now.
That was such an eloquent explanation. I'm gonna say you don't have kids either. You give very free bird energy.
No. I have a cat. I feel like you give super mom powers and like energy. And if you were a mom, I feel like you're so fit that like you don't seem like you had that like weight or nothing like that. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
No, I mean, I'm a therapist, and like I've just kind of found myself like in a lot of caregiving sort of positions throughout my life, and I'm just like, I probably won't be having kids actually, just because of that, because I just don't think that, I just don't have it in me. Given the nature of what you said about your career and sort of like the instability that it can bring, and you just have like a really young kind of like free creative energy, like rather than a grounded mother kind of energy. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. No, I don't think you have kids. I feel like it would have got brought up during the financial conversation.
She said she was waiting to put on weight.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm like, you were not pregnant.
No.
Wait, no way.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I have 3 kids.
No.
My oldest is 3. And my twins are 2. I honestly didn't expect, I know it probably sounds crazy, but I didn't expect anyone to talk about children at all. I was trying to keep it inside that I had kids. Hey. So I would just say no, honestly. I didn't get that vibe. It seems like you might be really career oriented. I would say no.
I do not have kids, you're right. I want kids for sure, but just not yet.
How does it feel to know that people don't think you look like you had kids? Maybe it's,
Oh, no one ever does.
No, it's just her body type, literally, and the fact that she was like, oh, I want that Rihanna like pop, like I struggle to put on weight. I'm like, well, you know what I don't struggle with right now after having a kid? That.
Yeah, I feel like the societal conversation around like women and having kids, I feel like 30 seems to be this like number where it's like, okay, where's your kids? But I also feel like our generation, that conversation is kind of changing, because I know personally there's a lot of women that I know that are like, I don't want kids. Like that's just not something that I aspire to do.
Do you feel like you lived up to the expectations of society?
I feel like society, genuinely. If you want to have a kid, have a kid. If you don't, please don't, because they don't ask to come here. We bring them here. So unless you're ready to actually be the parent that you either had or wish you had, don't do it, because it's a lot of work.
It's totally opposite in my family. They're like, don't have any more kids. What are you doing with kids? But see, that's my mom's side's from LA, and then my dad, his family in St. Martin, like the culture in St. Martin is totally different. So I'm constantly in between these two worlds. But I'm an American, I'm a Californian at the end of the day, and I never planned to have kids. I never was really into the mom thing or anything like that. But I'm an older sister. I love being a mom,
Can I just say something for the younger girls watching this? For me, at least, as I was approaching 30 years old, your biological clock to me is like my mentality. Like I started thinking about kids and a family, and I never thought about that stuff before, but hormonally you're changing and your thought process is just different, at least in my experience. So especially if you have a partner that you're in love with and stuff, once you get, it's like it's like two different people. It's like the younger version of myself wouldn't be having these thoughts, but then now I'm like, oh, I was almost a mom this year, and it was, I went through a pretty traumatic situation, which is normal. When I was in the position where I was going to be a mom, I had so many people around me that judged if I was going to be able to do that or not because of where I am in my career, because of my finances, because of my personality. It was contrasting how I felt inside and what I knew about myself and everything I've been through, and how I know that I will be an amazing mother and I will unconditionally love my children, and I really wanted that. But yeah, I think like just the question kind of just gave me a freaking panic attack.
After playing this game and comparing your life with others, please stand on the spot from 1 to 10 that reflects how satisfied you feel with your life thus far.
$8.1.
I gave myself an extra point.
I originally gave myself a 7, and I chose 9.
I'm giving myself a 6, and I gave myself an 8 at first.
A 4.5.
I gave myself a 6.
So I originally said 7, and I'm currently standing at 8, because I feel like talking to everybody made me realize that we're all on our own independent path, and we all have such different stories, and recognizing that I'm pretty happy with where I am and what I've accomplished on a personal scale.
I feel the exact same, mostly because I'm basing it on my perception of where I wanted to be by the time I was 30. I don't really care about what society or what other women, where they rank into it.
I'm realizing that even though financially it's, not exactly where I want to be, it's when I'm talking with these other women, we have a lot more in common than that.
Over the last couple of years, I definitely had some moments just because of career, because of relationship, because of feeling like I wasn't where I thought I was supposed to be in life. I definitely had a lot of moments where I felt like a failure. Oh, I don't want to cry. But I'm proud of myself because I know that I'm not a failure, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do at the time that I'm supposed to do it. And I'm proud of myself for that.
The higher of a number I think of when I think about how happy I am, the more entropy I find myself in. There tends to be a little bit more avoidance, a little bit more, oh, things are fine. Well, they're actually like not. I see a lot of the ways that I'm stuck, and at the same time, holy shit, there's so many roads. There's too many roads to follow.
I very much advocate positive, strong-minded thoughts to my family and to online, but I feel like I'm super not happy, and ever since losing my dad last year, turned my life upside down, honestly. My family, I hope they're not watching this because they'd be really pissed at me, but I try to keep going and stay strong and stay positive and keep doing what I'm doing, following my dreams and my passion and dance ever since I was young. And everyone keeps telling me, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I'm trying to keep going, but you know, and they say that like, oh, your dad would be so upset that you're quitting. And I'm trying to not quit because of that. So at this point in my life right now, I'm not happy, but I'm super inspired. And I know that last year and a couple months ago, I was over there feeling very great about my life. Or even before my dad passed, I was feeling very great about my life. And I know that next year is gonna be different.
I mean, I have a lot of expectations on myself. You know, I went to college and I have a lot of people in my ear, and I have my girls looking up to me, but I'm so proud of myself because, sorry, and the fact that I'm actually doing my art and I'm dancing and I'm doing poetry and I'm writing my books. It's such a hard push. I like to keep myself right here so I can give myself room to grow because I have so many projects and so many things I want to do with my girls. I've been able to travel the world and I can't wait to travel the world with them. So this is motivation for me. Sorry. When I didn't fully understand life until I had my children, and then as I had my twins, it's like my heart expanded. So when I saw them walking in, and even just thinking about them, I'm just so happy I get to be a mom for them, because some people don't have a mom at all. Even though my circumstances might not be the best, I still get to be there with them. We get to dance compa together, we get to dance together, we get to make epis, we get to, you know, I get to talk to them in multiple cultures, and I get to give so much to them because I'm their mother. You know, something that no one else could give them but me, and I'm just so happy to be playing my role and that I stepped up to the plate despite everything. So yeah.
Do you want to call your dad?
Yeah, let's call my dad.
Hey, I'm on a show.
The question is, are you proud of me?
I mean, what is there not to be proud of?
For you to follow your dreams and pursue it, and me supporting you in that field, you doing it all the way, I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, the aura that goes around with you, the energy you bring to a room, you know, you're very caring.
It's a true blessing that I can say that I have a 30-year-old young lady who I have this incredible and wonderful relationship with. Yeah.
I already cried today. I'm trying not to cry. Okay.